being here this afternoon. I'm pleased to be joined by, of course, two members of our Erie County Legislature, Erie County Legislator Betty Jean Grant and Erie County Legislator Peter Savage, as well as our Commissioner of Senior Services, Timothy Hopes, as we sign into law Ruthie's Law. I can't think of a better thing that government can do. When we talk about government and the services that are provided to the people that it represents, we talk about a lot of different things, the libraries, road service, the parks, but at its core, government has a responsibility to protect its citizens. And that's what we're here to do today, is to offer additional assistance through the passage of a law that will protect those who reside in senior homes. As you may remember, earlier this year, after reading the story of Ruth Murray and talking to Ruth's daughter Carol, we realized in Erie County government we could do more to protect those that reside in senior homes. So in March 27th to be exact, I was joined by Commissioner Hogues and others as we called for the passage of Ruthie's Law, and I signed an executive order giving and providing more information to the public on nursing homes. We created a website, which many people know as the Safe Senior Home or Safer Senior Homes website, which lists ratings of area senior homes and nursing homes as determined by the federal government, as well as required the Department of Senior Services to provide a checklist, so to speak, for families as they're to place a relative in a nursing facility. And when we talk of nursing facilities, we often think of them solely as senior homes, but often there are also individuals who are coming out of major surgery and the like who have to go to nursing facilities as they begin their road to recovery. So working together with the Erie County Department of Information and Support Services, which manages our IT, the Division of Senior Services was able to put together the Safer Senior Homes website in a very short period of time. And as of today, the site has actually had 2,769 total visitors, of which approximately 1,600 of them were unique visitors. So we know that over 1,500 individuals in Erie County have accessed the Safer Senior Homes website to get information on local nursing facilities. And of course, the Senior Services Department, working in conjunction with our Erie County Department of Social Services, has worked assiduously to help individuals answer their questions with regards to the placement of individuals in safer into nursing home facilities, as well as the Department of Senior Services creating a Know Your Rights pamphlet and putting that on the website as well, so that individuals in our community can understand the rights that they have when they're going to place an individual into a nursing facility. We believe this all has a positive impact and will promote an environment in which all nursing facilities are safer for the general public. But we also called for the passage of Ruthie's Law to create better accountability measures associated with nursing facilities in our community. Nursing homes under Ruthie's Law required to provide semi-annual reports to the Commissioner of Senior Services detailing the number of reportable events that have occurred in the nursing facility, with periods running January 1st to May 31st and June 1st to December 31st. They're not required to provide patient information, but they are required to provide information regarding the number of events that occur. They are required to disclose to potential patients their most recent nursing home performance quality measure data, which of course is available, but most people don't know where to find it. We now have it available on our website, but through the passage of this law, nursing homes will now be required to provide that information to prospective patients and their families. Why is this important? Because if somebody knows that a nursing facility is not highly rated, they're probably not going to place their loved one in it. And this will spur, we believe, the nursing facilities to increase their accountability in the work that they do, so that they don't have low ratings and everyone truthfully has a higher rating. And of course, we are requiring through the passage of Ruthie's Law that if any patients suffer an injury due to a reportable event which necessitates an emergency call to 911 or outside treatment, the nursing facility must contact the family or loved one as described as the contact within 2 hours. so that there's not this time lag from when an injury may occur to when the family knows about it. And unfortunately, that situation did happen in the issue with Murray. We want the notification to be as timely and as quick as possible, so we truthfully would prefer immediacy. But we know the first thing that matters in these facilities is to ensure that the loved one is cared for properly and gets the treatment that they need. So we want the facility to ensure that the loved one, the patient, gets appropriate treatment, and then immediately thereafter the families are notified, but in no situation longer than 2 hours. The passage of Ruthie's Law also gives the Commissioner of Senior Services subpoena power to subpoena the books and compel the attendance and testimony of nursing home operators so that we actually have accurate information coming from the nursing home. So when we say the nursing home has to provide us this information, they can't just provide us false information, they have to provide us the real information, and we have the power to subpoena their books and subpoena their records if we believe that that information coming from them is not accurate. This law actually passed in a very short period of time. I want to thank the members of the legislature who are here today. This law passed unanimously. We had the unanimous support of the legislature, which I think, as we all know, doesn't happen very often in Erie County, but it just goes to show how important the legislators felt that this law was, and I thank them for being here today. With that, I am going to come to the table, sign the law into effect. I ask Ruth's family if they'd like to come up and join us. You may also come up as well. This is the official document. It's not very pretty, but it's the thing that we have to sign so that it actually makes it official, that the law is active. So I either sign it and approve it or veto it. I am not vetoing it. That goes to our law department. And then this is an official proclamation which identifies the law has now been signed and in effect. Sir. If you need more,
yes, I have one for my sister, Sandra. She's on speaker.
okay.
She lives in Texas.
And that's for the department.
Thank you. Thank you for taking it and putting with it and helping our family to get over what we put you. Make
Something that we can do.
Turn into something.
Well, something positive, as you say, something that was negative, we hope to turn into a positive. We all want to come up. We couldn't change what happened to, unfortunately, Ruth. But what we can do is ensure that things and steps are done properly in the future so that other families don't have to go through traumatic incidences like Ruth's family did. So I want to thank them for joining us here today. You can never stop the worst things from happening. I've learned in government that no matter what things you put in place, sometimes bad things do happen. But we can guarantee that there will be greater accountability with nursing homes going forward. And families will have more information going forward about the nursing home that they're thinking of placing their loved one. And we in government have a role to protect our citizens as best as we can. And I thank everybody who played a role in making this happen, from, of course, the Department of Senior Services, our legislative liaison, John Rivera, who did a lot of work in making this happen, as well as, of course, the Murray family and our friends in the legislature who, in very, very record time, I'd say, my role in county government passed this law, and now that it has been signed, it now has to be sent to the New York State Department of State, the Secretary of State's office. Under New York State law, it does not take effect until it's received there. We'll be sending it immediately. We expect it to be filed on Monday, and therefore will take effect thereafter. I'm glad to answer any questions you have of myself or the others that are up here.
How
If
will
they do want to speak.
how will the county be able to enforce some of the, let's say, for example, if you don't get a report within 2 hours, what's the enforcement procedure?
Well, if there is there are accountability measures put into the law which allows for a civil penalty to also be placed. Any nursing home found to be in violation of the law's provisions could be liable to a civil penalty up to $1,000. So if we get a report that a loved one was in a nursing home, was injured, required to be taken to other facility outside for care, such as an emergency department, and the family was notified 6 hours afterwards, we then can go through the records, through the subpoena power that we have, and confirm that that was the case. And if it's the case, the place can be receive a civil penalty up to $1,000. So we think the law is very strong. We know it's strong from a standpoint of there was some pushback from the nursing home industry. I know they appeared before the legislature, they contacted us, and their general rule is, well, we don't think it's necessary for you to do this, but it wasn't just the story of Ruth Murray, but other stories were heard along the line, which led us to believe that this is necessary. So we have enforcement mechanisms with regards to, they can be civilly fined. Certainly, we have the subpoena power to go in and take a look at the records to confirm that it's actually following the law. And as a result of that, we believe that they will follow it. I mean, I've talked to some of the nursing home operators, and they've said, we're not really thrilled with the passage of the law, but it's the law, so we'll follow it.
Is there not currently a time frame that exists on the books anywhere regarding how much time can pass before?
Well, not in county. There is state law that references some sort of immediacy, but it really doesn't state what it should be in this situation here and others. We know that they're not being followed. So we felt it was important to act on our own.
And originally, your law said within 1 hour, is that right? Was it originally within 1 hour, or was it always within 2 hours?
I think the original proposal was, but after some final discussions, we said 2 hours.
Is that because of what you said earlier, that you want to make sure they have time to actually treat the?
Yeah, it came down to, we'd rather them call 911 and have the nurses respond and so forth, especially in overnight hours where there may be limited staff. We felt it was important that the first thing they do is to deal with the issue in the immediacy of the injured individual or their facility for whatever it might be, and then to thereafter. So we made a slight modification.
And is
Would
there
we
any
hear from
provision?
one of the family members?
Does anybody want to talk? You don't have to, if you'd like to.
Well, I feel
Yes,
that.
Dr.
Step up to the microphones up, would you give us your name, please?
My name's Louise Spahn, I'm Ruth's sister. But I feel that when we do get the call, they need to let us know the severity of the case and not make it lightly, which in our case, it was stated that there was no urgency to get into the hospital, that she would be placed back at the nursing home within a few hours, and she wasn't, and we could have been by her side a lot longer through this horrible ordeal that we all went through.
Ma'am, spell your last name, please?
S-P-A-H-N.
Thank you.
And the law requires them to provide accurate information, to not gloss over the injuries.
Would you like to say something?
Well, I would just like to say the same thing as him. We were notified, we were not notified of the severity of the injury. And a scratch on the nose and a bump on the head. To what we walked in was just devastating for the family, for anybody to go through. It was just the people that made those reports, that made the phone call. I just cannot understand how they can look at my mother and see what was done to her and tell us, don't hurry in here. But 5 months before that, when she did have a bump on the head and she was bleeding, told us, you better get in here, she's gonna need some stitches. And we made it to the hospital before she did, before the ambulance did.
And what's your name, please?
My name is Carol Kushnein,
Could you spell it?
K-U-S-Z-N-I-A-J.
And you're Ruth's daughter.
I'm Ruth's daughter.
Thank you. Would you like to say something?
Hi, my name is Dawn Murray. First of all, I'd like to thank our county executives, senior services, family members, friends in the community for standing behind us. I believe this is a step in the right direction. I also do believe, from my experience, that these facilities do need to be accountable, diligent to their job, and responsible to not only the community members that are there, but their families. along with my family, I do feel that, you know, something like this does need to be a starting point and a place so that this incident does not happen again to anyone.
Anybody's family.
What's your name, please?
Dawn Murray.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You need a shot of it.